Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us from different parts of the world, and we're so glad to have you here today. And also, a huge shout out to our regular attendees for your continued interest in our webinars. You all keep us going. So, yes, this is Sharon here from the Zone Marketing team, your host for the day. And if you've been attending our webinars, you know the drill. We're always exploring ways for you to get more value from out of our platform. But this session today is a little special because we've introduced a brand new addition to the Zoho One suite, Log360 Cloud, an SIM app developed by ManageEngine, which is Zoho's IT division. So you can now make use of Log360 Cloud from within your Zoho One subscription, and it brings a whole new level of centralized log management, threat detection, and compliance reporting, and more. So this integration is especially powerful for those of you looking to tighten your IT security, and those of you who are looking to ensure that your infrastructure is not just strong or robust, but also audit ready. So to walk us through the session, we have Harish Sekar, head of business development for ManageEngine. He's been with Zoho for over a decade now, wearing multiple hats across roles, right from support engineer and regional pre-sales manager to now heading business development for ManageEngine, and also leading strategic conversations around IT management and security. So if you've been around the Zoho ecosystem, you've likely come across one of Harry's sessions or his works behind the scenes. He's been part of many key conversations around IT security here at Zoho, and we are so excited to have him walk us through what Log360 Cloud is bringing to the Zoho One ecosystem. And before I hand the session over to him, just per usual, here's some housekeeping notes for us. So the session is being recorded, and if you miss anything or if you want to revisit anything later, don't worry, we'll be sending the recording to your email just a couple of minutes after the session ends. And all attendees will be on mute by default. So if you get any questions during the session, feel free to drop them in the Q&A tab. Harry will take them live at the end. And if you've got any feedback or questions about our webinars, feel free to reach out to our support folks at support@zoho.com, or you can also write to me directly, sharon.ca@zoho.com. We will take care of it for you. And I have also dropped in the support address under the Q&A. So yes, that is it from me, folks. Thank you so much, and over to you, Harry. Have a good one, everyone.
Thank you so much. Hello, Sharon. Hello, everyone. The regular drill, just so that I don't end up talking to myself. I hope you can see my screen, see me, and hear me okay. If all are green signals, just please leave a thumbs up on the chat window. If there are any discrepancies, there are any problem, we've got some amazing support staff. Got my fellow team members on the call as well to make sure that this experience is seamless. Sharon is also on the call. So together is how we can get better at our own art. So thank you again for your time. I know it's Wednesday. We're on top of the hour. And as Sharon mentioned, I've been with Zoho for quite a while. So that the salt and pepper does drive home the message that I've been here long enough. And the testament for being here is this integration. Very proud to be a part of this integration. I sincerely thank the Zoho One team, the entire team, the product development, product management, the QA, the support, the onboarding team, the marketing team. So Sharon, just in case, if you will, please do express my deepest gratitude to the entire Zoho One team for having Log360 Cloud as a part of the bundle suite for ensuring that our customers' problems are solved. And if you've been around, as Sharon mentioned, my name is Hari Shekhar. I usually go by the name Harry. And Harry at ManageEngine is the easiest way you can get hold of me, be it a thought, comment, feedback. I'm always yours. And where am I intrigued? Where am I? Uh, what am I looking out of this webinar more than giving you what you're looking for is feedback, is how can we get this integration, solve more challenging problems, right? So Harry at ManageEngine, and the topic for today is simplify log management and how ManageEngine Log360 Cloud integration with Zoho One will solve challenging problems, right? So my webinar generally lasts around for 30 minutes, especially this is the mid of the week. I know you've got a lot of work to look into, and I don't want to cause any stress, so I'll keep it very short. And as Sharon mentioned, I will be taking the questions at the end as well. So the good news and the bad news is you've got to stick with me at least for 30 minutes. Or the easiest way, if you are in the middle of something and you want a detailed session with me, happy to jump on a call, Harry at ManageEngine.com, right? So the next thing that I wanted to focus on is just a quick run through. These are a few things that are websites and the testament of being in business for 26 years. Uh, will give you all of this information, trusted by 120 million users worldwide. This is the brand Zoho that I'm talking about. And this is the tree, where it started, where we are, who I am, how is this connected with Zoho, and what are the other brands that fall under Zoho Corporation. Established in 1996. 2002 is when ManageEngine started, and ManageEngine Log360 Cloud falls under the brand of ManageEngine. Zoho One falls under the Zoho portfolio, established in 2005. And then we've got Trainer Central, uh, Q Central, Zakia, and Vikra, right? All of this falls under Zoho. And today, the marriage is between ManageEngine and Zoho. We've been in business for a very long time, and all of our use cases is problems that we wanted to solve at Zoho Corp, right? That is where the integration comes in. A quick walkthrough on the Zoho One all-in-one suite, end-to-end solution. You all are using it, and that's exactly why you're here for this webinar. Includes 45 plus unified applications and single admin panel for advanced user controls. Zoho One solves a lot of problems. It becomes the interface for all of your connectivity, productivity, business process, finance, sales, HR services applications, so that the transition is seamless and your work gets done faster. And most importantly, uh, you don't have to depend on others. That's exactly where Zoho comes into picture. This is their modular ERP, right? Today, not just today, we launched this a while ago, but through this webinar, I'm trying to reach the audience that Log360 Cloud, ManageEngine's Log360 Cloud is now included in Zoho One bundle to strengthen cyber security, right? If you're new to this, you're already winning because you get a licensing advantage if you have a Zoho One license already. I'll explain that in detail, but you're already winning. Remember that. And why is this marriage very important for Zoho Corp per se and as a customer per se? How is this match made in heaven going to solve and complete use cases in your organization, right? This is exactly where I come in. I'll give you a use case to kickstart. Everybody has users, technology, and process, right? These are the three pillars of any organization, right? You could be running your entire ecosystem on SaaS. You could be running your entire ecosystem on hybrid. You could be running your entire ecosystem on premise and still be using the SaaS to get work done, right? So when you have these three pillars, this is where the headache starts. This is where a good headache starts, and this is where an annoying headache starts too, right? It's Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. We're all in this webinar. There's a user who's using a Windows machine or a Unix machine, right? They could use any operating system. It's a free world. And from there, they log in. I assume there's a multi-factor or you have a directory service enabled, which comes with Zoho One to protect your ecosystem. Or if you have a multi-factor if you have Active Directory, then you've got a directory service that can protect username and password. I'm talking about authentication authorization here. You could say you don't have a domain, you don't have Active Directory, but these are legitimate problems in real world. Still, we are focusing on the use case. One user, username and password, with a sincere prayer that there's a multi-factor kicking in, and then they open up a browser and they go into zoho1.com, right? Or whichever URL that you want them to talk about. Now, everything that I just spoke about has logs, and logs do not lie. A thin line between an attack and a successful legitimate login depends on how the breadcrumbs are read, how you correlate what is happening in your ecosystem, right? So as I mentioned, you're already winning with the Zoho One license bundle. Log360 Cloud is integrated. So I will show you a quick demo, but this is the pane of glass I want to start with. You could have any devices. You could have any switches, routers, firewalls, cloud applications, operating systems, right? And from there, the logs are collected. It can be done through agents. It can be done through uh, shares. It could be done through directory folders, and on the cloud too, from the cloud for the cloud. So when all of this starts, the use case also starts kicking in. User, process, technology, everything in between. When anyone does anything today is tracked. So all of these logs, when pumped into Log360 Cloud, it is analyzed, it is correlated, and then with every correlation, you get an alert. And with every alert, you can start taking actions, right? There are many use cases that I will be dwelling into, and just on the surface level. If this does interest you, I'm happy to jump on a call or an email and take it further up in with your organization. Okay. So if you are with the Zoho One bundle, I'm quickly going to jump into my demo session, see if you can see my screen. Else, just please leave a comment on the chat window. This is how it would look. More apps and Log360 Cloud comes. You just got to quickly integrate, and this would be your pane of glass. Okay. So Log360 Cloud is a SaaS offering of a SIEM solution from ManageEngine. What does it do for you? This becomes the UI for your logs. This on the screen that you see, I've got Microsoft, I've got CyberArm, Sophos, Active Directory, Windows, other ManageEngine applications, cloud sources, Salesforce, Microsoft, AWS, uh, S3 Access Logs. So now we're talking about Zoho One. I initially started off saying you're already winning with the license component. You get a 150 GB free for your organization, and on top of that, 2 GB per user, right? You can do the math. And all of those logs can be pumped into Log360 Cloud, and you can see value for yourself. When I say value, this is how your organization information would look in an instant task, right? So you're already winning. That's a positive note. The second thing is, what about Zoho applications? What do we get there? So in this case, today, we have appeared as a SIM in Zoho One, and we are working very hard with the team, and hopefully there will be some good information very, very soon. But today, with the existing integration, what do you get is called the cloud protection. Example is, I call this CASB, Cloud Access Security Broker. And in your organization, if you have a gateway server, all I need you to do is install our agents, and we would be able to give you insights about application and users. Example, anything done to and fro from the internet. Example, CRM, click, anything in your organization. If someone is manipulating data, taking data to the internet, deleting, moving, everything is tracked. We would tell you who is doing it. Application insights, user insights, and you can get granular because this tool is basically for that. This will tell you where you stand, the shadow apps, which one of them, what is the request URL, the cloud apps, you can ban them, and you can only allow certain applications to be available over your COP network, right? Do keep in mind, if you're wondering about CASB servers, we've got detailed information on how this could be possible. You have a gateway server that's talking, that is watching the traffic. We just want our agents to be installed. We would be able to inspect deep packets, domain filtering, and upload monitoring, anything to and fro from the internet. This is any Zoho applications that we are talking here. All of these informations will follow, and I assume that the demo, the video recording should reach your inbox at the soonest, and I will make sure that such documents also reach your inbox. You can give it a read, and at any point of time you need any help, just an email or a call away always. Okay. This is the second point that you get to win. Anything that is done through the internet and from the internet, because data is the new age gold. Your CRM contains truckloads of gold. Then there's connectivity apps, there's productivity apps. Data is being shared at will. So this tracks, gives you an information, and this helps the administrators, CISOs, CIOs stay well informed and what they need to do to protect their ecosystem. This is what I call as CASB, Cloud Access Security Broker. Today, we've got the forward proxy going, and we are also working in tandem to work with the reverse proxy, because the difference between forward proxy and reverse proxy is forward proxy is all of these devices needs to be gated. In reverse, any device, anything that's done is watched. So that's exactly where the second winning statement for Zoho One customers is through CASB, and you get the cloud protection, right? The next winning part is deep dark web and advanced threat protection, right? You guys might be wondering, what is deep dark web? What are we talking here? How is this relevant? So today, I'm not sure how many of you have visited the dark web. That cannot be done through a normal browser. You need to get through Tor. And once you establish, the conversation itself is different. People ask for domain level information. They ask if you have any passwords for x.com, y.com. So what we thought we could do is, for companies at large, how could we be the eyes for them? So today we've got deep integrations with the deep dark web. We would identify if there's any information, if anyone is searching for your organizational information, be it an email, PII, or anything that is connected with PII, your mobile number, your passwords, or hashes on the domain, we would notify the administrators or the respective people saying this has been searched, and now would be a good time to validate and close perimeters, strengthen perimeters, and make sure that your organization is safe and sound. One step before that, which is basics. I call it basics because IP, URL, and domain are basics, right? So that's where I call them as advanced threat analytics. So today we would be able to identify threats based on IP, based on URL, based on domain. So assume the same use case, the user is logging in from a different part of the world today, when he or she is supposed to do it from India. So the IP changes. We notify you near to real time. And from there, if they are touching untowards URL, untowards domain, we track it, and everything comes under cloud protection. And every single part that I'm talking about also comes with the incident workbench, right? So let me give you a reporting ability over here, which tells you what is happening in your ecosystem. So I've got the cloud protection separate tab, but also on the reports, I want to see the upload request, the download request, the Zoho apps uploads, everything, who is doing what, everything is tracked. You can see all of this in action if you pump in your logs, either through agents the agents, it's a lightweight agent that sits on Windows environment. It's just assume that to be the server, and the rest of the client logs can be pushed into that server, and that gets fed into Log360 Cloud. And we would be able to correlate, we would be able to analyze, we would be able to, once the correlation is done, we would be able to alert it for you as well, right? So that is step 3 on the winning part. First is the licensing part. You don't pay anything extra for your existing thing. You get a 150 GB plus 2 GB per user. 2 is you've got the cloud protection through CASB. If you just have a gateway server, install our agents on the Windows machine, and that is pretty much all we need. And we'll be able to get the information for you, give you detailed analysis on the cloud protection part. Advanced threat analytics and deep dark web is the IP, URL, domain, along with deep dark web. All of this is integrated with your existing Zoho One license, so you don't have to pay anything extra, right? And next comes the 4th part, which is life beyond SaaS, beyond whatever I just told you winning about. Switches, routers, firewalls, machines, Windows machines, Linux, Unix, anything that a user does is under the radar. Logs do not lie. So this is where sequential actions are taken. So you can get into the search page, which is very powerful. We've got basic searches or even advanced searches, as you might see on the screen. Basic searches are just telling me event ID is 529 and the severity is success, or it's a failure, or it's critical. When you deal with IT, information technology, error codes, failure messages feed on top of your head. So on my screen, take a look at critical. I've got 2. And people sitting behind always know which machines cause intense trouble for the organization, and then they just want to make sure those machines are saved. So on the screen that you're seeing, I've got an MSI installer. When this is an event log analyzer application message, manufacturer, success, or a failure. Every single, let me put it this way, every single click on a machine is also tracked, but you might consider them as noise. But since being in IT for about 12 years, I know every single click, there is a method to madness. You connect the dots, and then eventually you will find out that whatever we thought was legitimate was indeed an attack, right? This is where a search helps you out. So in this case, I want source, local, and take a look at my formula here. I'm building it right in front of your eye, and I'm saving it as an alert. And this does not appear. You don't have to keep doing this again and again. It's an alert, it's saved. And once I save it as an alert, every time this runs a correlation, it finds out the pattern. And once that pattern is found, you get a notification. You just don't keep doing it again and again. So let me go one step back. This is just a basic search, the UI for any of your logs, but the advanced is where I want you to think about. It's got a lot more. You can add groups. You can add your criterias. You can do a lot more on your advanced. And this is where the incident workbench kicks in. Assume you find a critical piece in your environment and you want to identify the threat value. There is a URL, there is an MSI file, whichever it could be. So today in this incident workbench, we couple user, domain, URL, IP, and process. Which process is spawning all of this? Example, when I talk about process, you guys would be knowing about PowerShell, you guys would be knowing about command prompt. As simple as that. That could be kickstarting another process feed. That could be through PowerShell or a command line that could go ahead and enable a batch file or a VB script. Everything is documented today, all by a simple upload of logs that come into ManageEngine Log360 Cloud, and you can get the reputation score, and you can get the process, you can get the user details, all in one click. How does this help? You can add this as an incident for people who are using SOC in your environment, or you're outsourcing SOC. You can just quickly add this as a new incident, and your SOC team starts getting into action. And the fifth important piece of your winning is correlation. Ransomware attack, living off the land, potential Windows threat, Unix threat. You could go ahead and create it all by yourself, custom. Failed AWS login, failed logon, user account threats. So any form of logs that you might have, you can pump it in, you can correlate, you can search, you can build reports. You can do it all by yourself. You don't need any customization. You don't need any, though there are not many out of the box report yet for Zoho solutions. I am giving you this on this webinar. You can bring in these logs, you can search, you can correlate, you can orchestrate all of it from this very pane of glass, right? On the screen, ransomware attack. Any form of ransomware detection, it's no longer file lock, create, unlock. It's none of that. It's though the name is the same, the engineering pattern is a tad different. Example, they launch PowerShell, they kill your antivirus, they remove your logs, and then they sit unnoticed for a good amount of time, and then they reach a particular folder, and from there, the outbreak happens. So today on the screen, these correlation reports are readily available. You just got to enable them, or you can build your own correlation. Example, take a look at my alert profile. I'll give this a name, test Zoho One webinar. Severity is critical. I pick the log source. I want all of it. I don't want anything to go missing. The criteria is you can choose from whatever you want. I put AWS, but there's a lot more on the screen. Okay. Mail upload, common. Or if you want to build a custom alert criteria, you can keep adding as many as criteria as you want. Because today's security is the need of the hour. Your data cannot be sitting elsewhere with someone, and it most likely it could be sitting with your competitors, or it could be sitting with someone who wants to make quick bucks out of your hard-earned lead. So all of this happens near to real time, and you can build a custom alert. Or if you just want specified, detailed, custom requirement-based alerts, you can do that too. Or if compliance is a need, well, in India, compliance is a big thing across the globe too. There's PDPA, GLBA, FISMA, ECC, PCI, NERC, GDPR, anything that you might need, HIPAA, SOX, COCO, NIST, ISO, everything is checked. You just got to click, press save, and you click on advanced configuration, number of thresholds. You can add more criteria in the alert criteria column itself, and then you email, and based on the number of 100 within 1 minute, things get done in my environment. This is how simple as it can be, right? So let me keep this to 10. That's what my demo site tells me. To harry@manageengine.com. Okay, I save the profile. This is done, and moving forward, when there's something that's happening, I get a near to real-time email. It's correlating, it's thinking, it's letting me know, and it's also telling me life beyond SaaS. It's connecting users, devices, and technology all together. And the only request you can see this in action is by bringing in all of these logs. So if it's for the cloud, on the cloud, it's as simple as it is. You just go to manage cloud sources. If you're looking at on-premise, you just quickly go ahead and install the agents. There's log source support, Windows infrastructure, network devices, cloud sources, others, hypervisors, databases, And then if you use ManageEngine products, there's a good amount of integration that we have within our ManageEngine suite as well. And then there's security applications, Trend Micro, McAfee, Symantec. There's a lot that we are working on at the moment, which will soon be available either as extensions or as a tile. So you can maximize the log sources that you have in your environment, and you can stay safe. You can stay ahead of your curve. And the features that are about to be released very, very soon is machine learning, which is the first step towards artificial intelligence. It is called user entity behavior analysis. It's almost complete. So the good news should be in your inbox very, very soon. So what does that do? It will predict user behavior across entity, not just across Windows or specific laptops. If a user does anything across your infrastructure, across your entity, any entity is touched, it is watched, it is observed, it is analyzed, correlated, and it will also be telling you alerts. That is going to be available very, very soon. And one thing that we are working in tandem is the SOAR capability, which is orchestrating and taking actions. That should be available by this year. With that, that completes your entire Log360 Cloud portfolio. This is your UI for logs, but we just didn't stop there. We wanted to think for you. We wanted to make sure we solve critical problems. We wanted to make sure that you are ahead, you are aware about what's happening in your ecosystem. You stay ahead of the curve and ensure that your organization is safe and sound. So we are at 30 minutes past 11. I said my webinars are generally 30 minutes, right? Uh, and just the last few minutes would be on the compliance piece. How detailed is my compliance at the moment? Is you just got to click and you get all of these classifications. We would tell you how we classify them based on controls, based on protocols and policies. And it all depends on the logs that you pump in to ManageEngine Log360 Cloud. So to see this in action, you can reach out to me, or you can reach out to the Zoho One support team. If you want to install it, if you want to implement this, if you want to bring in the logs, if you want to see this in action, both Zoho One team and the ManageEngine Log360 Cloud team are super accommodative. You can reach out to any one of us, and we'll be more than happy to show you around. So that is on the compliance piece. And once you have everything set up in your ecosystem, this is the dashboard. You can plug it to your TV, you can plug it to your SOC. It will tell you what's happening, the EPS, the log sources, all events that are coming in. And this can go as a marquee on your TV as well. Cloud protection, what's happening, incident overview, AD overview, file monitoring. When I say file monitoring, it's your data storage. Any data that you want to protect, you want to see who's touching what, is under the radar. So let me put it this way as a final note. You have the logs, any form of logs, bring it in. The UI is yours. You're already winning, as I mentioned on stage one. See it in action and bring in all of the other logs so that you know whether it's a legitimate activity that's happening in your infrastructure or if it is a telltale signs of attacks. There's a lot more that I have written over LinkedIn. There's a lot more that I keep writing about security, about how I can break into a machine, how I can break into an application, how I can break into any form of your data. We've got a specific website as well. If you're interested in that, I will share that to you as well. But this is all I had for the moment. So let me get back to my slide real quick. As a final summary, the benefits, as I mentioned, everything is what I spoke about: real-time monitoring, deep dark web, threat identification, automated security alerts, compliance, storage space. So this is where the marriage is made in heaven between Zoho One and Log360 Cloud ManageEngine. Why? Because this was our problem. We wanted to solve it. And today, this integration is ensuring that Zoho Corp is staying protected. We are using our solutions. We are learning from our own solutions. And that's exactly why the gratitude came in the first part. Sincerely, Zoho One team, the way they accepted us and they gave us this opportunity to solve this specific problem. This is just the beginning. I sincerely pray, and hopefully we would be able to give you more. We'll be able to solve more use cases and challenges. Of course, the flexibility, packaged, and price. This is on Zoho One. I don't have to tell you this. You know about Zoho. The idea of Zoho is Zoho or ManageEngine is to earn a customer and not burn them, just to make sure that we solve your problems at a cost affordable pricing. We've got a 365-day pricing monthly and choice of editions. And this is my thank you slide. I'll leave this email to stick around for some time, but now I'll be more than happy to take some questions, if at all you have. I hope I stayed true to my 30-minute promise. And I'm looking forward to some questions. Let me quickly jump into the chat window. Just give me a second. Yes, got a few questions. You mentioned that you can get, I'm just reading it out loud with your permission, and I will answer it live right now. You mentioned that you can get logs from Microsoft Azure 365 for alerting. What do I do if I do not use Microsoft? My business is built on Zoho One, but Zoho support tells me there's no way to get Zoho One telemetry fed into Log360 Cloud. If my Zoho One instance is compromised, I have no way of knowing it happened. Well, thank you for your question. Valid. As I told you, this is just the beginning. We are solving some challenging problems. This is one such problem. You should have some answers very, very soon. If you're running on Zoho, the first thing that I would request is please give us a gateway server. Just a request. I have no authority to tell you what to do because you know your environment better. Just a request. So the first thing is anything that is done to and fro the internet is watched. IP and URL and domain is watched, because these are the basic premise for any forms of attack. So please follow the steps that I requested and see the action. You can stay in touch with me anytime. It's Harry at ManageEngine.com, HARY at ManageEngine.com. Yes, thank you, Sharon, for answering. Thank you, Robert, for answering. So to put it, Natalie, to your question, thank you for this. I will be taking this home seriously. And we are working in tandem with the Zoho One team. You should have some answers soon, but the recommendations that I put forward today are the basic steps. I would request you take a look at it, see if it helps you, and I'm always email aware to make sure that I give you more basic security steps to stay secure. Any other questions? Now would be a good time.
Yes, thank you so much, Harry, for such a fantastic session. It was an absolute pleasure to watch you break down complex topics with such clarity and ease. You really do have a way of, making even the most technical stuff feel so approachable. So thank you so much for that. And while we wait for the questions, also before I go to the announcements, thank you so much for everyone who joined us. Thanks for tuning in. We hope this session gave you a solid head start in exploring Log360 Cloud inside your Zoho One suite. So while we wait for the questions, let me just quickly move to the announcements. I will just pause when we get a question and just let Harry take over the Q&A segment. So yes, firstly, we have webinars running all through this month, and also we'll be sending out an email notification about our next month's webinar list by the last week of June. Excuse me. So please do keep tabs on our email inboxes. The subject line will be Zoho One Webinars July 2025. And also, per usual, we will have our upcoming webinars listed under the Zoho One webinar page. You can check out all our previous webinars there as well. I just shared some quick links for you under the Q&A tab. And one other important news I've got is that we have our one-up workshop this year too. We had just successfully wrapped up sessions on the APAC and also in the first leg of MEA regions have been completed. We've covered a wide range of cities there. And we've observed that many of you have inquired whether we'll have the workshop in India. So the team's working towards it, and we will notify you once we finalize on things. I have dropped a link. The second link is for you to get to learn more about what we offer in these workshops and register. We also have a dedicated support team for that. You can write your questions to them if you have any about our webinar, about our workshops. It's workshop@zoho.com. It's under the Q&A tab. And also you can catch up on all the amazing experience that our attendees have had so far on our webinars and our workshop on our social media channels. So do follow us on our socials. I will just share the links. You can keep yourselves updated on all the latest news, updates, events, stories, and more. So yes, so I think we can wind up the session if we don't have any more questions. I just hope that I get to catch up with you all next Wednesday on yet another, exciting new product from Zoho for the Indian and US businesses. So do register for next Wednesday if you're from India or the US. And as for folks from other regions, we have webinars lined up all through the month. Like I said, you can visit our webinars page to register for them. And before I sign off today, I just want to repeat that you will be shared this recording, this webinar recording that you attended to your emails in just the next couple of minutes. So do watch and get back to Harry@ManageEngine.com. It's under the Q&A. Or you can also write to the support team if you need. Yes, so that is it from me, folks. Thank you. Take care and see you next Wednesday. And thank you so much, team, for all the efforts that went behind the session. And I really hope that, we continue this endeavor the next few months as well. So yes, thanks. Yeah, I will.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you. I'm just ending the session. Thank you.